This design took me about 40 minutes to make, and it turned out to be one of the most profitable items in my shop. And here's the part nobody wants to hear. The reason it worked had almost nothing to do with the actual design itself. I've seen so many sellers do this the wrong way. They design something beautiful, and then they list it, and then they sit and hope. They treat the design as the thing that decides whether or not it sells. It isn't. By the time I opened Canva, the hard part was already done. So today I'm walking you through the actual order that I use. How I find a product before it actually gets crowded, how I check whether there's real money potential in it, and then how I take one design and turn it into an entire product line instead of starting from scratch every single time. Here's why I care if you get this right. If you've ever felt like you were on a treadmill, design something, list it, watch it do nothing, design something else, this is why. And it isn't that you're not talented enough. It's that you're making beautiful things for demand that is not there. You can do that forever without creating a business because effort doesn't create demand. The goal isn't to work harder in your shop. It's simply to stop guessing. I want you to think about surfing for a second. A surfer doesn't make the wave. They can't. All they can control is where they're sitting when it shows up. And if you're watching somebody who actually knows what they're doing, they're not paddling towards a wave that's already breaking. That one's gone, and there's 20 people already on it. They're watching the water further out, reading the swell and moving to where the wave is going to be. That's the entire job. Not creating the wave, positioning. Etsy works the exact same way. You are never going to create demand for a product. Trends don't come from sellers. They come from culture. Your only real job is to see a swell and be there ready with a listing when it arrives. So let me show you where I go to read the water. I'm going to share my screen with you for a second. Okay, first I start on Pinterest, not Etsy, because themes almost always show up on Pinterest first. So I go to the search bar and I search something broad for my product, like first birthday trends 2026. And I start to just scroll and look. I'm looking for patterns. I'm looking for anything new that I haven't really seen a lot of, anything that's repeating, anything that's giving me an indication of new themes that are coming up and starting to become popular. Now, I did take a look at this before I went on to record so that I could do it quickly and show you. So I want you to do the same thing for your shop and your theme, your product, and take a quick look in and see if you can find things that are new and upcoming trends and themes. And then I want you to save them to a board like I did. Pick 4, 5, 6 of them or so. And then we're going to work from here. So the ones I picked were looking in the party niche only. One Happy Girl seems to be a new upcoming trend. It's a play on the It's So Much Fun to Be One theme that I saw become a little bit more popular last year. So this is a new one that caught my eye. One Sweet Boy is another one that has caught my eye. It's not quite as new, but it's becoming more popular. This one really caught my eye. Freshly One is a new lemon theme that I haven't seen, but I've seen this repeatedly throughout Pinterest. And then this one, really cute, My First Farmer's Market. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to go over to Etsy and we're going to start searching. We're going to search each one of these themes. So One Happy Girl. We're going to go over here and we're going to type One Happy Girl birthday. And we're going to take a look and we're going to sort by it. Make sure we're sorting by the newest. And we're going to take a look at some of the designs that are there, see what we see. And then I use Everbee as a tool. I find this the most helpful in doing my research. And it comes with a Chrome extension, which is fantastic. you can just simply go over here and you can go to keyword research. And we're going to type in one happy girl birthday. And it's going to show us. So one happy girl first birthday comes back with a search volume of 146 searches per month with 4,122 competing listings. Now, that's not bad. That's one that I would really consider. But I'm going to do the same for all the other themes that I've searched. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do one sweet boy. We're going to see what that comes back at. And sweet one sweet boy first birthday. That's 83 searches per month and 1,542 competitions. So again, that's another solid lead, another possibility. I am going to come back in here and I'm going to look at what is already listed for one sweet boy birthday. And again, we're making sure we're searching by newest. And I'm seeing lots of new listings, some older listings too. This one's looking a little bit more saturated than the first one that we looked at. So I would probably, if I'm picking one, I'm going to rule this one out for now. I'm going to say no to this one and I'm going to go back to my drawing board. And right now, one happy girl is in the lead. So then I'm going to search freshly one because that's our next one that I had pulled out. We're going to start in Everbee. Oops. And freshly one. Here we go. And I'm not really seeing a lot of search on that, but also the competition is very, very low. And I have seen it on repeat coming up in Pinterest. So I would still keep that one in the back of my mind. I may try searching something related to it, like lemon first birthday. Maybe that exact phrase is just not coming up yet. And then we're going to get, okay, first birthday, lemon birthday party, first birthday party. We're getting a search volume of 56, competition 1,700. Again, that's another solid possibility. Okay, and then we're going to come over here to Etsy again, and we're going to search freshly one birthday. And we're only showing 947 results. And this is a brand new listing. This is a brand new listing. Oh, it's freshly 13, so it's gearing towards another age, but still the same theme. This looks like the invitation that we saw on Pinterest, and that's brand new. This is a good sign. So I'm looking to see how many bundles, how many people are offering full sets, how good is the quality of the designs that are up there, how old are they selling yet? And again, my Everbee extension shows me how long the listing has been up, how many monthly sales they're getting. And we're just going to keep looking. Okay. So other than this one bundle, I don't see another one. And I'm not seeing a lot that's specific for first birthday. I'm seeing a few, but not a lot. A lot of them are different ages. So this one would be a big contender. This would be, I put this at the top of what I would choose. So let's do one more search. Go back to our Pinterest board. And my first farmer's market was the next one. So we're going to do another search on eRank. First farmers market. First. Oh, we're just going to do birthday. Birthday. And see what that comes back at. And that's not showing any searches. So let's just do farmers market birthday. Okay. farmer's market, first farmer's market birthday. Now that one's coming in with 53 searches and only 157 or 857 competition. So again, that's another good sign. We're going to go into Etsy again, and we're going to search and see what is already there. So first farmer's market birthday. And we're coming up with over 1,000 listings. And we're getting some new listings. And do we see any bundles, any matching items? Okay, so this is another solid option. So if I was doing my research and I was going through this process, out of these 4 that I chose, my top ones would have been the Freshly One and my first farmer's market. I probably would have leaned more into the Freshly One because I think there's a little bit more demand and the competition really isn't there yet. It's important to remember that the gap is not that nobody is selling it. The gap is that people are selling it poorly or incompletely. And I would say that is definitely the case with both the farmer's market theme as well as the Freshly One lemon themed birthday party. Okay, quick pause here because this next part only works if the shop that you're putting these listings into is actually set up to convert. I have a free Etsy shop audit workbook that walks you through your entire shop section by section. Your listings, your titles, your photos, the stuff that decides whether a good product actually sells or just sits there. It's linked below. If you've got products that you know are good products and they're still just sitting there, start there because finding a better theme won't fix a shop that's leaking. Okay, let's talk about what I do once I find my opening. I don't design a product, I design one template and then I run with it. If you watched my last video, you'll remember me sharing one of my winning design styles. It was a gingham background, a solid arch shape with fun, bold text that lays over top, and then cute matching graphics on the side that coordinate with the theme that I was going for. Once that style proved itself, I stopped reinventing and I kept repeating it. Your style is the recipe. The theme is just the ingredients that you swap out. Let me share my screen with you again so I can walk you through exactly what I mean. So if you remember from my last video, this is the exact style that I was talking about. Gingham background, solid arch shape, fun, bold text in the theme and fun saying, and then matching graphics on the side. This is the same style that I repeated over and over and over again. And then I took it one step farther, honestly, when I started to get a little bored with it, and I still kept the same layout, the same idea, gingham background, but this was when the scalloped edges were starting to really come out as very popular. So I decided to make a new spin on the very popular at the time One Silly Goose design, and same layout, gingham background, scalloped, and then I just kept it simple with one simple graphic here. And I tested this design. And like I said in the beginning, this design proved to be one of my most popular designs. It made me a lot of money. So once I had this design proven as a winner, I went on. I didn't just leave it as the one invitation. I expanded on it. I made the matching welcome sign and the bunting banners, the cupcake toppers, the milestone signs, the cute little adopt a goose sign, all of the things that matched it. And the best part about this is that each one of these items then becomes an individual listing, one of those lower priced listings that convert really fast at high volume. So now I have a proven design, a winning design that I can put throughout the entire bundle and list each individual element as its own listing. And then I list the entire bundle. And then so now I have a higher price point item and I list the entire bundle. And then I take it a step further and I add that matching tapestry. So I add the higher price point tapestry, and that brings up my average order value. So now we have a winning design. We've spread it over multiple different items that we can list individually. We can bundle them all into one, and then we have the upsell with the matching tapestry. So once I had all of that, I then took this new winning design and I applied it just like I have previously with more themes. So I took the same style and I added a different background and a solid oval shape. This one sold phenomenally. Same idea, I expanded, I did the entire bundle, I added the matching tapestry. Again, another theme, another style. Because I had already proven the concept, this one also continued to sell really, really well for me. This one as well, just another example of how I took the exact same design and put another spin onto it with a different theme, same layout, same design, different graphics, different font, different targeted theme. And I spread it across, just like everything else, I spread it across the entire bundle and the matching tapestry. So let me lay that all out for you. You find your winning theme. You find your winning design style. You expand that in every area that you can. And it doesn't have to be printable party decor. Say you sell dog collars and you find one fabric design that sells really, really good. It's your best seller. Can you expand on that? Can you make the matching dog leash? Can you make the matching dog bow tie? Can you make the matching dog sweater? And then can you make it a bundle? Can you bundle together the bow tie, the sweater, the collar, the leash, and make it a larger purchase? And then can you take it one step further? Can you take that same pattern and offer it in another color and do the same thing with that? So let's count what actually happened there. One theme found by watching Pinterest before it got crowded. One design checked against numbers before I actually created it. One style I had already proven, so I wasn't starting from a blank slate. And out of that 40-minute session, a dozen or more listings. A bundle and a tapestry, both of which are going to increase my average order value. That's not me trying to be fast. That's optimizing my workflow. And I want to be really clear about something because I think most people hear system and they completely check out. None of this is about being a better designer than anybody else. I'm not. There are sellers out there that are far more talented than me, making a fraction of what I was making. And the only difference is the order they do things in. They design and wait for demand. I find the demand and design for it. That's it. That's the whole thing. So if you take one thing out of this video, don't let it be the tools. Let it be the sequence. Watch the water first, check that it's real, find the gap. And when you find something that works, don't celebrate it and move on. Squeeze everything out of it that you can. Run it until it stops running. I did that for 4 years and built a shop to nearly $1 million. If you want to see what I'm building next, hit that subscribe button because I'm documenting the entire journey in real time right here. And remember, success leaves clues. I'll see you in the next video.